Get ready for some wow on the Signature Mike Show.
I got that wow. Who wants some hands up right now? We got that. Turn it up loud. I know you're wondering how. I got that wow.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I appreciate your time and you being here with us. I have some great design dilemmas coming up at the end of the show. You have been emailing in, and I have some great answers for you today. First, though, I have Stephanie Richardson from DNS Painting, and I have Eric Kennedy with Recovery Vow. I knew I might get that wrong. Recovery Wow, Recovery Vow. But like Stephanie said, it is a wow after you get past that recovery stage. Yes, thank you both for being here.
Thank
Michael.
you.
Yes, Eric, let's talk about Recovery Vow. You have a podcast on YouTube,
Sure.
Recovery Vow. I'm going to keep saying that so it's in my head. And you help not only people achieve their recovery, but also because it stems past that. You have spouses, you have family, you have parents, you have other people involved and invested in your recovery as well.
That's correct. Recovery Vow is a nonprofit, and my belief is that everybody's in some kind of recovery. Now, the book that I wrote and the podcast and our work as a nonprofit, it is kind of geared more to the addiction from drugs and alcohol.
Okay.
But the fun part is that if people just really sit back and think about it, everybody's in some kind of recovery. And so we can help with that. So Recovery Vow is the original name of the book. My publishers they didn't like that. It didn't have enough words in it. So we came up with Marriage After Addiction, Take Back Your Life Together. This workbook is written to the supportive spouse, really. So when people go through say 30-day treatment or outpatient treatment, there's not a whole lot for their spouse or their significant other. They're kind of just in the wings, kind of waiting. And so this book is written for them to kind of go through as a workbook. And like I said, that was the original name of the nonprofit was Recovery Vow. And after writing the book, I was told I should start a podcast. And so I did that. I was very nervous about it, but I did it. And we just started sharing people's testimonies. Everybody wants to share their story. And so we just allowed them to have the platform to do that. From that, we started coaching people. So we have our Recovery Vow Collective now. And in that, they get ongoing coaching with me. They get workshops. And it just creates a network. And everybody likes the network. And so, and it kind of levels the playing field, because then you can look and say, oh, well, this person has a TV show, but they're in recovery, or this person's a painter and they're in recovery. Everybody just starts to look the same.
Yes, everyday people.
Yeah. And so that's just been the beauty in this nonprofit. We've grown a lot. If you want to look at numbers, I don't really get hyped up about numbers, but I think we have around 50,000 followers in this first 18 months. We've sold about 2,000 copies of the book. I look at that as people, though. Those are individuals that are getting a resource. The workshops and the platform for the collective has grown, and I'm just excited on just kind of getting out of the way and letting God just do His thing. You know, I work and serve Stevens Creek Church here in town full time, and so this is my passion and it's my hobby on the side. But it doesn't feel like a job, and I just really enjoy it.
Yes, your journey to this, you had an addiction that you had to recover from.
Yeah, I was addicted to drugs and alcohol. I was in addiction for 15 years. I'm going to celebrate 16 years this September. And you know, if I'd have tried to do this in the beginning, it just wouldn't have worked. And so, you know, I just started this 2 years ago. But yeah, I mean, I had a severe addiction to drugs and alcohol. Started around 14 years old, and then really got deep in my addiction around.
Wow, well, congratulations. So great that you got past all of that. We all have friends, family that have addiction has touched, and you never know how to communicate and what to talk about. So I'm sure with this, I need to take a look at your book.
Yeah,
I'm sure
because
it is a partner and a family thing, so people understand then what their part is and what they can do to be a part of that recovery.
That's correct. A lot of people want to fix the person, but it's not their choice to make. It's the person's choice to make. So until that person gets ready, we just have to kind of wait on them and be ready. I did get approved to write another book this year, and that's going to be written to parents, because parents need to know the difference between enablement and support.
Yes.
We often get lost in that as people, because we just want to fix them, you know.
Right.
We just want to be the tool that fixes it. And so I want to give them this resource that they remember that their marriage is first, not their kids. And that's a hard pill to swallow. But it's going to be written as a workbook, and then a third book will be written to families.
Gotcha. I know a lot of friends who have had children that had addiction problems, and they don't know how to deal with it. And I think a more mature, older person, a grandparent or a parent, they might think, oh, I have money, I can help them do this, or they can try to fix somebody, like you said, when really they need to really try to help get inside that person's head and figure out what they need for themselves.
That's exactly
I guess, right.
Yep.
Well, this is absolutely amazing. You are local here in Augusta, as you said, Stevens Creek Church, but you have kind of grown and gone international as well.
Yeah, we have. I have a studio here. The church lets me operate out of my office, which is now a small studio. My publishers, we have a studio in Dallas, and so people they'll fly into Augusta, but they'll fly into Dallas a little bit quicker and easier. And so I go out there 4 times a year, or try to go quarterly and record there. And so we'll line up enough guests to come on the podcast. And again, just share the platform and let them come on and just share their story. But then we've started getting some really influential people. Tanner Smith from Love on the Spectrum is a great example. Him and his parents are coming on the podcast at the end of this month. So they're coming here. Now, that's a perfect example of recovery, okay? Mark, Nikki, or Tanner have no past in drugs or alcohol. But the spin on this is that as parents, they are in a type of recovery where they've got Tanner, who is autistic. And so how do you strengthen through that as your marriage? You know, you're walking in this life now together. What was it like having him as a child? You know, what's it like now with this fame and light he has on him? But then what's the plan in the future? You know, people that get sober and walk in addiction, they may have a child that's autistic, and they need to hear these kind of stories. Like, you're going to get these life curveballs.
Gotcha. Wow.
Here's an actual family that went through that. We've been lucky enough to have people like Quentin Aaron. You know, if you want to put names out there, he played the big guy in The Blind Side.
Yes.
I think he graduated from somewhere in Augusta, but he came on and just shared his story. You know, and he had a past trauma with process.
Amazing. Thank you for being here and telling the story. If you have an addiction, if you need to talk with someone, if you have family that does, Recovery Vow, that's who you need to talk to. Eric, thank you for all of this great information.
Thank you, Michael.
Can't wait to check out your book as well. Stay tuned. I have Stephanie Richardson next with DNS Painting.
Welcome to Dink Pickleball on Fears Ferry Road. Stop by our pro shop for exclusive paddles, gear, and apparel that keeps you looking sharp. With 9 state-of-the-art courts, there's always room for your next rally. Our private event space makes every celebration unforgettable. Refuel with chef-curated food, cool off with ice-cold drinks, and catch the action from our loft's perfect view. New to pickleball? Learn from the best with classes taught by our pickleball pros. No membership required.
I'm Mark Herbert with Herbert Homes. Today we're in beautiful Thompson, Georgia, in a neighborhood called Bordeaux. Most of the homes in this neighborhood here are well below $200,000. If you're thinking about getting a new home, if you're downsizing, or if you're just starting off in life and want something nice, we're one of the original 210 warranty builders in the Augusta area. We're VA, FHA, USDA certified also. So please come on out to Bordeaux. I'll see you out here in the neighborhood. Thank you.
Hi, Suzanne Lily Honeymichael here with Hardwood Floors & More. 40 years ago, we began a journey built on craftsmanship, hard work, and integrity. Then in October 2005, we took a leap of faith and brought our dream showroom to life. Hardwood Floors & More exists because of you, our clients, friends, and community. We are so grateful for the memories behind us and the dreams still ahead. Join us as we celebrate this milestone with specials throughout the showroom. Hardwood Floors & More, so much more in store for you.
Imagine a life filled with energy, adventure, and clarity, where each day is a new opportunity. At Be Healthy Medical Weight Loss, we're here to turn that vision into reality. With over 15 years of experience in the Augusta area, our specialists are dedicated to guiding your health journey. Whether you want to lose 10 pounds or 100, trust our experts to get you to your goals confidently and safely. Buzz on over to 4150 Washington Road so you can thrive at the Hive.
Welcome back. One of the fastest ways to increase value in your home without a major renovation is paint. We talk about it all the time. Stephanie, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
It's the beginning of the year, so
is.
people are talking about a lot of things that they want to plan for the year, and one of them sometimes is we need to sell the house.
Yes.
You know, or they have another property they want to sell, you know, because I think interest rates might be coming down. I don't know. It's always up and down, but I hear that the market's going to be good this year. So with that said, it's never too early to start thinking about painting projects.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I hear it from our agents all the time. When you walk into a house, you want it to feel light, you want it to feel bright, you want to be able to envision your belongings in the space. So painting is quick, it is much cheaper than a lot of other projects, and they recommend you get that done.
Exactly. So before selling, or you know, right now also it's wintertime, so there are indoor things. And granted, we're telling people what to do. They need to hire you to do this.
Please do.
Because I mean, especially if you're living in the home, there's a lot of work to be done to get in to hit those walls. But some interior painting projects, like you said, you kind of want to go neutral. You want to use light, airy neutrals, creams, soft grays, pale beiges, or the new Pantone color. I've already forgotten the name, something cloud.
It's white.
It's white. It makes your spaces feel bigger, brighter, and more inviting. It does open up a space. I know I've sold houses in the past that had orange walls or something, because as a designer, I like color.
Yeah.
But if somebody's coming to look at your property, that may offend them. They may not be able to envision themselves in that space. So neutral is much better.
Agree.
Yeah, creating a blank canvas. Neutral colors allow people to easily see their own belongings and style in the home, like you said.
Yes.
And that's important. I mean, I set model homes up all of the time, and you don't want to make it look like somebody else lives there, because if you walk into it, it feels stale.
It does.
And again, they can't envision themselves living in the space. They want to walk into your home and say, hey, I could live here. This feels really good. You know?
One of the things with paint is you can change it so easily. So when you are living in your home, you want your home to be your sacred space. But if you are going to sell, take the signs of your personal touches out of it, make it available and ready for anybody to walk in that house and buy. And then when you move into your next one, do it again.
Yeah. Declutter, get rid of all of that stuff as well. You highlight features. You know, paint can draw attention to architectural details like crown molding or built-ins. And I do like accent walls, but again, not too crazy.
Yes.
Sometimes if there's a tray ceiling, do you do a lot of color and accents in tray ceilings?
We do. Again, it's a personal preference, but like on the flat part of the tray ceiling, people love to put a pop of color up there, and it can transform a whole room.
Yeah, I know. You know, I've been in the business a long time. It was trendy at one time just to do that little 6 or 7 inch wall space around a color, or if it was done. But then now we're doing, you know, wallpaper or paint on the ceilings as well.
Definitely been seeing a lot of wallpaper on the ceilings.
Yes, absolutely. Let's see. Address wear and tear. Freshen up scuffed walls, chipped trim, and doors, especially in high traffic areas. You know, your vacuum cleaner. I find myself, my suitcase, I do tend to try to travel a lot, even overnight somewhere. I'd pull that suitcase and it hits the door molding, and you know, it happens. So
little things too, caulking. People don't realize that caulk has a lot of elasticity in it. So when you're running your air conditioner in the summer and your heater in the winter, it can cause that caulk to expand and contract. Just cleaning up the caulk lines along any moldings or anything freshens up a place and makes it look nice and clean too.
Right. I work with a lot of clients who rent for that big golf tournament that comes in town. And so this is the time of year to freshen up as well for that, because, you know, again, you want the more money. Your house needs to be up to date and clean looking and all of that. Exterior painting project, you want to boost your curb appeal. And by doing that, a well-painted exterior creates a strong, positive first impression.
Yes, absolutely. And then again, we've talked about it before, just painting your shutters and your front door can have such a huge difference on the front of your house. I always recommend it.
Yeah, and what color did you paint the door at my store?
Purple.
Like this color?
Wow, purple.
It was about this color right here, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, you did a great job. And you color matched it so well, because I had purple up at the top on the sign, and I was driving by the other day, and like, you hit the mark 110%. That purple is it. It's not like one's more pink or one's more yellow. It is the same color.
It is a true signature Mike purple.
Yeah.
Yes.
That should be Pantone's color of the year. It should be a color.
It's better than white.
Because that white is not me.
It's not.
Yeah.
No.
You want to focus on key areas. Paint the front door a bold, welcoming color to make it a focal point.
Exactly.
You know, you want your eye, and you want it to be very inviting. Pressure wash and prep first. You know, I can't imagine anybody just going out with a can of paint and painting something without cleaning it first.
No, not out here with all the dirt, and especially we're coming into pollen season soon.
Oh my gosh, you're exactly right. Do you all paint much through pollen season?
We try not to, not on the outside. We give it a few weeks to do its pollinating.
I can't imagine working out and all of that, much less all of that mess everywhere. That's
The
just
allergies.
crazy, yeah. Color and finish tips. You want to choose wisely. Again, select colors that appeal to a broad audience, not just your personal taste. And that's the thing. Sometimes I do a model home and the client will come in and they think about their personal taste and I have to explain to them we need to attract a broad audience.
Yes.
With the paint, with the furnishings, with everything. That's what we need to do. Use quality paint. Invest in high quality paint and materials for a better finish and longevity, right?
That is a huge thing. Everybody can do it cheaper. You know, I always suggest get multiple bids, but look into why it's cheaper. Don't skimp on the paint, because instead of doing it again in 20 years, you're going to be doing it again in 2 or 3. And did you really save any money?
You get what you pay for. And some of those cheaper paints, especially if you go with the color of any, you have to do more coats.
Exactly.
Then you know, and then there's more labor involved with that. Well, there's not one client of mine that I have referred you to that you didn't get the job, and they always get bids, and then you end up doing the whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
So you guys are really great. Your team's amazing, and
We
you
try.
have great value. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what it's about. It's those words right there, quality and value.
Exactly.
And you guys are all about that, and I love partnering with you and you working on all of my jobs. And you'll be in my home soon, touching up some things
Yes.
because again, my luggage or whatever things, the vacuum cleaner, things like that, it happens.
Yeah, just walking in and with a purse on your arm or anything, it happens to all of us.
You hit the doors and stuff. And you know what I see a lot on certain cabinet doors or entry doors, fingerprints and
It's the oils and dirts that are naturally in our hands that will erode the paint with time.
and you don't realize you're touching that door. You think you're touching the handle more, but you're not. You're touching the doors and
Yes.
everything. Thanks for your expertise as always.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here.
Yes, sir.
Stay tuned. Some design dilemmas that you have emailed in. We'll be right back.
Come on, let's make this new one shine all day. Let's make this world with everything you say. It's so easy and so fun to feel this way. To feel this way.
The ultimate driving machine for everyone at Taylor BMW.
At F&M Bank, you're more than a customer, you're family. We believe banking should feel like home, familiar faces, real conversations, and service that's rooted in values and built on relationships. We take the time to know your name, your story, and your dreams. With roots in Washington and Augusta, we're proud to grow with our neighbors. F&M Bank, growing strong, one neighbor at a time. Ever wonder what truly makes a house a home? It's all the thoughtful touches, all the little details that bring personality and character to any space. At Signature Interiors and Gifts, we believe that your home should be as unique as you are. Our collection is a treasure trove of inspiration, just waiting for you to explore. Our team would be honored to help you create a home that's not just lived in, but truly loved. Signature Interiors and Gifts, where every corner of your home tells your story.
Design Dilemma brought to you by DNS Painting. You just saw Stephanie and you just saw the purple door. If you watched my commercial there, you just saw the purple door with the purple sign. Yeah, just really, really great. So it's so inviting. It makes you, I mean, this is the purple. So I've got my signature color on today. Thank you for writing in to Mike@signaturemike.com with your design dilemmas. I appreciate it. When I get them, I do look at them briefly, but some of these I got a week ago or maybe 2 weeks ago because I have some coming up because you guys are just writing in and I love it. Please keep them coming. Anything small, large, you just send me a picture of your dilemma and I will talk about it. But here's the thing. I don't give it a lot of thought until I'm right here. So I just try to treat this like a consultation as I would somebody coming in working with me. So we're going to go through some of these pictures and we're going to talk about them. And this is all off the cuff from me. So let's start the first one. Jean in Augusta. She said, should I paint the ceiling black? I watch your show and you have talked about painting a a wall or a color to make it pop. Does this work with ceilings also? I should have kept Stephanie up here because we could have talked about that. Black, I don't know. It looks like the ceilings might be 9 foot. You've got to be cognizant of your ceiling height. If you're 8 foot or lower, well, you wouldn't be lower than 8 foot ceiling, but if you have a lower ceiling like 8 foot, you don't want to paint anything too dark because it's going to bring that ceiling down even more. Is that right, Stephanie? Yes, Stephanie's still in the studio, so I asked her. But yes, exactly right. I like that you've added a lot of black in here. That might be a little too much black. I see where you're going. You have the whole black and white theme going. I might bring a little color into the space, and if you want to do that on the ceiling, I see your ceiling needs a little repair there. And you have popcorn, so you might want to remove the popcorn ceiling and make it smooth. Maybe, again, do some wallpaper, or just hire Stephanie and she'll bring her color palette over and help you come up with a color. The next picture we have, Susan and Mark in Lincolnton. Mike, we enjoy watching your show in Lincolnton. Well, thank you. I'm so glad you do. We have a dilemma. What's missing in this space? The room feels lifeless. Well, it's a very pretty room. It's very fresh. It's very open. You have a lot of great natural light coming in. The one thing I seem to notice with this is you have everything pushed up against walls. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. I mean, if you start from the left, you have a chair, then you have a table, then you have a chest, then you have a table and chairs pushed in the other corner. Everything is just pushed out of the middle of the floor and grounded on the wall, which is really great. I like the chest. I like what you've done there with the artwork and the little shelf above the chest. You've created a nice vignette there. You've obviously been watching the show because you have grouped and grounded some things, so that looks great. But I would consider floating something in the floor. I see what looks like could be a sofa there in the front left corner. Maybe we could rearrange your rug and your sofa and push it back a little more into the center of the room, and hopefully your fireplace there's a fireplace in there. I assume everybody has a fireplace. Maybe you don't. But I would think about floating something, and something heavy like the sofa, and you can adjust your rug to ground that as well. But just consider how you can move some of these things out from the wall. I just feel like other than that, you have a great eye for design. You have a lot of plants. You either have a green thumb or there's a lot of fake plants. I don't know. You might remove some of those plants as well, because that gives the room a lot of life. You said lifeless. I see a lot of life in this room. I just think the design could be changed up a little bit. But thank you, Susan and Mark in Lincolnton. Marissa in Aiken, look at this dark bedroom. I have a boring, spacious room. What can I do? I just had the floors installed and not sure what to do next. Well, it's nice and clean and open. We need to think about the windows. I like how you put the bed between the windows. So I feel like you need some kind of fabric at the windows, and I would do drapery panels. I'm going to draw something real quick here. If we have this wall and we have the bed here, and I think we've talked about this before, and then you have the windows. What I would do like a drapery rod over these windows. I would do a drapery panel here and a drapery panel there, and see how that then frames that wall, and it makes your eye. Right now, everything is just floating there. Nothing's really grounded. You definitely want to get, if we have our bed here, you want to get a rug under the bed to ground that. You definitely want to do that. You want a couple of nightstands. We want some lamps here for sure. How about this little cartoon drawing? But just something like that will draw your eye back into that space. There's a tray ceiling. Again, we just had Stephanie on the show. I would maybe bring some color up into that flat part of that ceiling. That would be really, really great. You could coordinate that with whatever color you might want to bring in on some pillows, maybe a throw at the foot of the bed. You have a lot of space there. Just like the last picture that was sent in, maybe float something in the floor there, a little sitting group. That would be really, really nice and help fill up that space. Anyway, again, thank you for writing in. Keep those emails coming. I love seeing them. Stay tuned. I'll be back with my guest from the day.
It's hard to know where to start when shopping for home or kitchen appliances, but you can count on Kelly Appliance for exceptional value and dedicated customer service. Family owned and operated since 1962, their friendly and knowledgeable staff will see you through the entire process, from selecting the right product to experienced delivery and installation. It's no wonder that Kelly Appliance is consistently awarded for their service and expertise. Visit Kelly Appliance at one of their 2 convenient locations in Martinez and Aiken.
What if the perfect pair of shoes could transform more than just your outfit? At Signature Soles and Apparel, it's not just about fashion, it's about finding the pieces that make you feel confident, unique, and ready to take on the world. From stunning shoes to statement outfits and accessories, every item is carefully chosen to help you express your personality. Let our friendly team help you discover your next favorite look. Signature Soles and Apparel, where every step you take feels beautifully you.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the show today. I should have had you on that last segment with me. There were two of those that needed your help.
They can give me a call.
Some painting, what that wouldn't do for some of those spaces.
It would. It definitely would, especially that bedroom. That would have definitely.
That needed something.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they're asking up front before they start doing things and then they regret it. Yeah, Eric, we have so many other things to talk about. First of all, let's talk about how people can help and give and get associated.
Yeah, I mean, if people want to give, we are a nonprofit. Now it's tax season, so if you're looking for a way to contribute or donate, you can go to recoveryval.com. One thing we do is we have our own line of coffee.
Yes.
So if you go to recoveryvalcoffee.com or our regular website, you can buy coffee, and we love our coffee. So
awesome.
If people want to do that, they sure can.
Well, thank you for the coffee you gave me. I will try it and share it on the show as well.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it. Again, this is so very important. It's touched all of our lives, so it's so great to have you and your passion in what you do and to help others because you're saving lives.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's a lot of responsibility, Michael, but thank you.
Well, it's great. Somebody's got to do it. And you're such a nice guy. I can't imagine anybody better. So thank you for everything you do. Did you know about Recovery Val?
I do now.
Yeah, we do now. Yes,
Yeah.
we all do now. Thank you for staying with us today. You can check out the Signature Mike channel on YouTube. Always. You can go back and take a look and get all of Eric's information. You can get Stephanie's information because you might need his services. You might need Stephanie's services. You might need my services. Email me at mike@signaturemike.com. Again, I love hearing from you. Can't thank you enough for the emails. And again, Happy New Year. I hope you had a great one. We're looking forward to 2026. We'll see you next time on the Signature Mike Show. Bye-bye.